He is an avid mountaineer with his eye on the next big challenge, a man who likes to do hard things and solve big problems. Dave Roskelley of Alpine just recently became the first American to summit the highest volcanoes on the 7 continents. Of course, summiting the 7 tallest peaks came before that, and before that, the granddaddy of them all, Mount Everest. I sat down with mountaineer Dave Roskelley and asked him 3 questions. Why hasn't an American conquered those 7 volcanic summits yet?
I think it's multifaceted in the answer. Part of it is, I don't think many people have thought of it. It's kind of a new thing. So there's traditionally been the 7 summits, which is the highest mountain on each continent. The 7 volcanic, because we know volcanoes and mountains form differently. It's so new. I think I'm like the 19th human to do it, first American. The reason why no American's done it yet is because the high point of the high volcano in Asia is Mount Damavand in Iran. And as an American, it's very difficult to go there, as you may be aware, with current events. So I was fortunate enough to go in 2018, and I will say I had an absolutely fabulous experience. It was great. The Iranian people were nothing but kind.
When you ascended Mount Everest, you did so with a long string of about 100, 200 people that were going up all at the same time. And yet, you mentioned in previous engagements, you've said that when you're on the mountain, you're on your own. It's every man for himself. Do you really feel like you're all alone in a crowd like that?
You do, because everybody is operating really at the limits of their ability. And so I climbed with a really good friend of mine, Steve Pearson, and our Sherpa was, his name was Tile Nuru. So the 3 of us summited together, and before we went up, we went through all these permutations of, okay, if you get sick, generally our idea was if somebody got sick, the Sherpa gets to go with them, and whoever is feeling better has the option of going to the summit, but the Sherpa goes with the sick person. And if they're sick enough, then you're going down. But we talked about all the, what do we do? What do we do if we come across somebody that was sick? And both of us agreed we're not going to step over them. We're going to help them. That's the human thing to do, right? So, but you do feel alone, because if you have a problem, everybody else is in the same boat, and if they stop to help you, they might die as well. So it brings up some really interesting ethical questions.
You've done an awful lot on the mountain. What's still on your bucket list?
If you're familiar with the concept of a BHAG, a big, hairy, audacious goal, I always have one of those looming out there. So my next goal is I want to go to the high point of the moon. It was only high point of the moon. It was only identified about 10 years ago. I don't think you would hike there with a backpack traditionally like you would in mountaineering. You would drive something. So what I'd love to do is drive like a Tesla to something Tesla, get Elon Musk on board, and go to the high point of the moon. Yeah.
Are you taking steps to be able to do that?
I would love it, yes. Yeah, it's interesting because the current presidency has bumped up their time frame. They want to put a man back on the moon by 2024. So this is, I think in the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to see a big, big push. And then, of course, you have SpaceX. And quite frankly, I think it's going to be Elon Musk. If you're going to go to the moon, it's going to be with him. So, and I think if you want to set the bar and open up for travel to the moon and colonization, and then travel to Mars, you need to go to the high point. You need to say, hey, I'm here, and then other people will come.
So you're going to go from Dave Roskelley Mountaineer to Dave Roskelley Mountaineer Astronaut, correct?
Sure. Yeah, I would love it.
Wow.
I think it's possible. If you remember the Apollo missions, so 15, 16, and 17, they put lunar rovers on the moon, and they drove around on the moon. I remember that as a kid and seeing those lunar rovers, and they were electric. So why not another electric vehicle up there? It's possible. Yeah.
Well, Dave Roskelley, the first American to conquer the volcanic 7 summits, also conquered Everest, and who knows, maybe someday the moon.
There you go.
Thanks so much for being part of 3 Questions.
Thank you.
If you'd like to see Bob's full interview with mountaineer Dave Roskelley, including what was the most difficult part of conquering the 7 volcanic summits and how mountaineering has changed him, well, you can go to our website right now, fox13now.com, and listen to the full interview in podcast form. Just download it from wherever you get your podcasts.